Hello. On behalf of the Pittsford Sutherland Counseling Office, I would like to welcome juniors and their families to our presentation on the college search process. My name is Dawn Howe, one of the counselors and counseling office department leader. Today you will hear from each of the high school counselors as we provide an overview of the steps needed to successfully navigate the college search process. As we begin our presentation, I would like to start by telling everyone in our audience that the high school counselors are here to help you. Today we will share information about the college search resources and steps you should be taking over the next 6 to 12 months. We understand that every family is in a very different place when it comes to tackling the college search process. Some families have older children and therefore they have been through this process before, while others are helping their oldest child. Please know that we are available to help at different points along the way, no matter what your prior experiences have been. Throughout this presentation, counselors will reference a variety of resources, videos, and documents that are available on the Counseling Office website within the Junior Resources section. As you approach the college seeking process, you should be thinking of the next 6 to 9 months as an extended research project. Ideally, students and families should be working to identify a group of colleges that would be a good match for you, the student. Again, I want to stress that you should be looking for more than the perfect college. While you may end up with a top choice college, we also know that there are many colleges out there with similar academic programs and features where a student could ultimately be happy and successful. This process will require consideration of both what a college has to offer, along with what a student is looking for in their college environment. Luckily, there are many resources out there to help students identify a list of potential colleges. A great starting spot and a resource you will hear counselors reference repeatedly is the use of Naviance. Naviance is a tool that can help students search for possible colleges, get basic information about the college, what the college is looking for in students, and has the ability to serve as a resource to organize research along the way. Some of the features available will be described in more detail in a few minutes. In addition to Naviance, there are other college search engines, such as the collegeboard.org. These sites offer similar features to Naviance and can help match students to colleges of interest. Within our College and Career Center, located within the Counseling Office, we have a great selection of specialty books that students can borrow. Some book topics include colleges for students with learning disabilities, applying to PA or medical school, college essay writing, and more. Once families identify possible colleges of interest, I would highly recommend spending time at the individual college's website to learn as much as possible about the offerings of that college. You can find information about academic programs, internship opportunities, student life and clubs, resources to help students be successful, and much more. Later this spring, the Counseling Office will host a virtual college information night. This annual event provides over 15 workshops for students and families hosted by college admissions professionals along with Counseling Office staff. A variety of topics will be available, including the financial aid process, an overview of the SUNY colleges, college athletic recruiting, and the college essay, to name a few. Virtual college fairs can also be a resource where students and families can connect with multiple college admissions professionals within a short period of time. This provides a great opportunity to ask specific questions to admissions reps regarding things you are interested in learning more about. In addition to college fairs, Sutherland hosts about 140 different colleges for admission rep visits each year. Hopefully you took advantage of these mini information sessions this fall, but also know that these visits are a great way for seniors to connect with college admission reps right before applications are submitted. To start this process, I would recommend that students and families pause and take some time to think about what you are looking for in a possible college. On the screen, you will see the most common features that families will contemplate. First off, is the type of school you are looking for. Are you looking for a liberal arts college that focuses on a broad-based education, a university that offers colleges or schools within the university with specialties in areas such as health professions, business, or education? There are also colleges that focus in on technical or STEM-related majors and schools that offer vocationally focused programs. Next, you are likely to consider the size of the school or student enrollment. Colleges can range in size from under 2,000 students all the way up to 50,000 students. For some students, the number of students on campus can be difficult to imagine at this point, since almost all colleges are bigger than Sutherland. But these size differences can translate to different academic and social experiences. Are you better off in a small classes where you can get to know your professors personally, or do you believe that you will be successful in big lecture-based classes with over 300 students? Campus enrollments can also impact the number of majors available at a school and social opportunities surrounding the number of clubs on campus or the focus on athletic events. Perhaps the cost to attend the college is very important to your family. This may drive your decision to consider in-state public colleges versus private or out-of-state schools. Please know that financial aid resources, including grants and merit-based scholarships, can provide resources to lower the cost of college. Many students will qualify for some type of financial aid, so we would recommend you keep an open mind about published tuition costs as you begin your research. Some students are able to attend private colleges for a similar cost to a SUNY school once all the forms of aid are calculated. Next on the list is geography and location of the college. Are you interested in being in a suburban type location like Pittsford or a more urban setting? Or are you looking for a college town where activities and the town are all focused on the college students? How far away from home do you want to be? Are you interested in coming home on weekends so you can get that home-cooked meal? Are you looking for warmer climates that would require a flight to get home at break? This is a topic I would highly recommend your family discusses at the beginning of the search process, as there may be limitations or restrictions from your parents. What are you looking for in a particular major or educational program? Some students may already have an idea of a possible college major, and that is great, as certain majors can help focus your list of colleges. For example, a major in engineering can limit the colleges you consider. Not every college offers engineering in comparison to a major like accounting or psychology, which can be found on most college campuses. If you are not certain about a major, please do not panic or worry. You can still research colleges and identify schools of interest. There are many students that enter college undecided about their major. If you are someone thinking about a few different possible majors, you may want to look at the colleges that can offer academic programs you are considering. Lastly, do you have any must-haves, non-negotiable items as you begin this process? For some students, this could be connected to a major or a special program like ROTC or pre-med. It could be access to internships or co-ops, as some colleges require these experiences while others offer optional opportunities to help support students secure these experiences. Maybe you feel strongly about Greek life. Perhaps you do not want to attend a school with that type of social focus. Ultimately, this process is your first chance to pick the type of environment that is a match for you. Taking the time to think about what is important can only help you along the way. As I mentioned earlier, Naviance is a fabulous resource available to all Sutherland students. Every student has established a Naviance account, and juniors have worked with counselors to create an activity resume, explore careers of interest, and have explored information about their personality in connection to future planning. Naviance also offers great college research resources with information on over 5,000 different colleges. Not only can students use Naviance to identify a list of colleges to research, but Naviance also provides data and scattergrams to help students identify if they are an academic match for a particular college. I will show you a quick snapshot of some of these Naviance features. Over the next few weeks, we will be adding tutorial videos to the junior section of our website. These will be designed to guide students and families as they use these Naviance resources, and we will let you know when they are available. Within the College tab, under Find Your Fit, students can access two different college research tools. First is the Advanced College Search. This database allows students to enter criteria regarding what they are looking for in a college. The categories of information are circled here on the screen. Within each category, there are 4 to 5 different subcategories where you can enter search criteria. When you are using this feature, I highly recommend that you only respond to subcategories that are of high interest to you. Entering too many data points can result in 0 college matches, but if you focus on the priorities for you, it can be a great starting spot. For example, here is a search I completed which resulted in a list of 65 possible schools to consider. For this search, I asked for a list of 4-year co-ed schools located within an urban or large town locations that are within 480 miles of Pittsford, though I could have selected location by state or region of the country. I was also looking for medium-sized schools ranging from 5 to 15,000 students that offered accounting as a major. Once you have a list of schools that match your criteria, you can save the results and access the list of schools to research at a later time. From here, you can begin researching schools on this list. When you click on a college name, you will be redirected to that college page. At that page, you can see basic demographic information about the school, information about academic offerings, including the most popular areas of study on that campus, information about student life, and information about admissions criteria like % of students accepted. One of the favorite features of Naviance are the scattergrams, which display admissions outcomes from Sutherland graduates. Right now, you are looking at the admissions graph for the University of Rochester. For a bit of reference, U of R is a selective school that admits about 35% of the applicants each year. Each admissions scattergram displays data based on the GPA and standardized test score of each applicant from the last 3 years. Each data point indicates the admissions decision from U of R. Anywhere that you see a green check mark indicates a student that was accepted. Red X's are students that were denied admission, and blue data points are applications where the admissions outcome was unknown or the student was waitlisted. These graphs are a great tool for students and families as you are assessing your likelihood of being accepted at a particular college. Scattergrams are created based on the colleges our Sutherland students have applied to. At this point, I will turn things over to Lynn Drake.
Thanks, Dawn. My name is Lynn Drake, and I'm a school counselor at Sutherland High School. Students and families will ask, how many colleges should I apply to? There is no set amount. On average, students will apply from 6 to 8 colleges. It is important to have a balanced list of schools to apply to. Colleges will fall into one of 3 categories for a student. A reach school is a college or university that the criteria to be admitted is more competitive than what the student has displayed. The factors considered include grade point average, standardized test scores, and an admissions rate. Any school that has an admissions rate lower than 25% will be a reach school for all students applying. That means 1 out of 4 students are admitted and 3 out of 4 are not admitted. A reach school may not result in an offer of admissions. To have options to consider, students should not apply to all reach schools. We will advise students to add additional schools if this is the case. We want students to have choices and options in regards to offers of admissions. A target school is a college or university that the student meets the average range for admissions. The same factors are considered: grade point average, standardized test scores, and % accepted. A target school should have a likely offer of admissions. A safety school is a college or university that the student exceeds the average range for admissions. Once again, looking at grade point average, standardized tests, and % of students admitted. A safety school should result in an offer of admissions. To determine if a college is a reach, target, or safety school, we need to look at data. As presented earlier, the scattergrams in Naviance show a trend for Sutherland students' outcomes in applying to a specific college. Another data reference is the incoming freshman profile. This is available on any college's website. It is the averages of data points such as standardized tests, grade point averages for students that were accepted to the entering freshman class. There are other factors that colleges will use to determine an offer of admissions. These include rigor, performance, qualities, character, references, involvement, finances, race, gender, and major. Students should consider the college admissions policy for each college and what will work for them. Early action means that students apply early, usually between October 15th and December 15th. The student receives an admissions response early. A student is not obligated to attend if they are offered admissions. Early decision is a binding agreement signed by the student, parent, and school counselor. Once again, the student applies early and receives an admissions response early. If the college decides to offer admissions, the student must attend. The college can also deny admissions or defer a student to the regular pool of applicants. Rolling decision means that college is constantly reviewing applications, in some cases starting as early as August. Once a student's application is reviewed, an admissions decision will be shared. It will either be admit or deny. A priority rolling deadline means applications submitted before the deadline will receive priority for review. This allows the admissions office to start forming their class earlier. Regular decision has a specific application deadline date, typically on or after January 1st. All applications have to be received by that date. The admissions staff will review applications in their entirety and notify all the applicants on a specific date, typically on or around April 1st. May 1st is typically the date to notify to a college that a student will attend the college by submitting a deposit. Colleges and universities have shifted how they share information with potential students. They have adapted their programs to be virtual in a socially distanced environment while still maintaining quality of information. Information sessions provide general facts about the college, such as admissions application criteria, standardized test information, size of school, majors, and activities on campus. Student panel discussions allow current students to share their experiences at the college, typically facilitated by an admissions staff. There may be an opportunity to ask questions if it is a live event. Open house events include all aspects of the admissions programs. It is an event where a student and family can get a variety of information in one day. College admissions workshops will address a specific topic. These could include financial aid, specific programs, majors at a college, student athletes, and the methods for reviewing an application. Virtual campus tours are professionally done and a great way to see the campus. Tours may include a student guide who can share their experience in addition to the tour. Department-specific information sessions. These may include admissions criteria for a specific major, course information on a major, and student experiences in majors from that department. Question and answer sessions can be done in real time or virtually, reflecting the most commonly asked questions. The options of in-person college visits may be limited. There are colleges who presently offer this as a choice. Refer to the admissions website for in-person options. Use the website to sign up and register for any of the admissions programs. Prior to attending, do some fact gathering on the college. Create questions that are specific to your student and what they are looking for. If interviews are an option in person, or set up the interview for when you will be visiting. Setting up the interview appointment, whether in person or virtually, needs to be scheduled ahead of time. If you have the opportunity to talk to students or faculty, ask them about their experiences and why they chose to attend this school. The college experience includes the area and community students will be living in. Take the time to walk and drive around. Explore the options for restaurants, entertainment, shopping, and career exploration for students attending the college you are visiting. When a college admissions representative starts to review a file, what are they going to be looking for? The first item will be the student's transcript. They will evaluate the student on their academic rigor and challenge the student has taken. How well has the student done in their classes? Has there been steady improvement over the 4 years of high school? The admissions representative will assess the student's academic performance and program as one factor in the admissions process. Admissions representatives will look at standardized tests based on where the student's scores fall, if it is within the school's average accepted range. Colleen Teal will share more on standardized tests. Colleges want to know the impact students will have on the college community. One of the factors considered is student involvement in extracurricular activities. Colleges want to know where and how students are spending their free time. A part-time job, volunteering, responsibilities at home, clubs, activities, art, music, performances, dance, or athletics. Colleges recognize that students' ability to be involved is limited by social distancing and offerings during the pandemic. Colleges take into context what a student participated in based on availability and interest. Many colleges will also ask that students include a personal essay and letters of recommendation as part of their college application. Ben Winter will discuss these items in greater detail later in this presentation. Admissions representatives will consider a special talent. This could refer to art, music, dance, and athletics. Depending on the focus of the school, the special talent could be a deciding factor in admissions. For example, an art school will need demonstration of the special talent to be admitted. In other cases, the special talent may help the student to be considered for admissions, such as an athlete. The student still has to meet the admissions criteria. Colleges and universities will measure a student's demonstrated interest. When students attend an information session, reply to an email, like a post, these are all ways that show a student is interested in a school. Admissions representatives may refer to demonstrated interest during the process to know which students are truly interested in the college. If you want to learn more about the admissions process, a mock University of Rochester admissions review can be viewed as part of a video series found on our website. At this point, I will turn the presentation over to Colleen Teal.
Hello, I'm Colleen Teal, one of the counselors here at Sutherland. I will now share some information regarding standardized testing. These tests are one of the factors used in admissions and scholarship decisions. We suggest creating a testing calendar timeline for yourself, including preparation time and selecting the testing dates that work best for you. In the admissions process, colleges will require scores to be reported to them in one of three ways. You must research what each individual college requires. Official scores must be requested by you and directly sent from act.org or collegeboard.org. Self-reported scores are shared by you in the application itself. If a college is test optional, you'll be able to decide if you want to send scores at all. There is a list of test optional schools at fairtest.org. Test optional has been widely used this year by colleges because of the pandemic. This does not mean that they will be offering this option next year, so be sure to research for each school carefully. There is in-depth information offered about standardized testing in the video series in the junior section of our counseling webpage. The ACT has 4 test components that include English, math, reading, science, and has a scoring scale from 1 to 36 for each part with an optional writing section. The composite score is an average of the 4 parts of the test and is also scored on a scale of 1 to 36. You can register for the ACT at www.actstudent.org. The SAT includes a reading-writing section and a math section, and has a scoring scale from 2 to 800 for each part with an optional writing section. Colleges will generally take a combination of the highest reading, writing, and math score from different test dates. This is called superscoring. You can register with the College Board at www.collegeboard.org for the SAT. The PSAT, offered to juniors this fall, will release their scores in December, and students will receive notification from the College Board via email. SAT subject tests are one-hour tests offered in different subject areas. They may be required by some of the most highly selective colleges. The number and subjects required will depend on the college and specific major and program. You can take up to 3 of them on a given test day, but cannot take both the SAT and subject tests on the same day. It may make sense for you to consider SAT subject tests in the spring of your junior year if they are required, as it will align with the timing of AP exams and you'll be well prepared. The specific requirements for each college that you are applying to will be on the admissions web page for that individual college. Test preparation. There are many resources to help you with preparing for the SAT and ACT. The education that you have received thus far through Pittsford schools helps to provide you with a solid foundation. We recommend that you become familiar with the test content and format and learn test-taking strategies for these standardized tests. There are many test prep materials on the web and through other resources. Some test prep companies do offer free or low-cost practice tests virtually or at local libraries. One nice benefit of taking the practice test in this manner is that your test is scored on site and you will then have immediate feedback to inform you as you prepare for the test. There are also several free options through Naviance Test Prep for both the SAT and ACT and through the College Board Khan Academy for the SAT. Other options include tutoring, online options, books, and class resources. Many of these resources are listed on our website. Common features that are available include diagnostic tests, customized questions and lessons for the individual, tips and strategies for test taking, and individualized schedules for studying and preparation. Fee waiver benefits. Fee waivers for colleges, applications, and SAT and ACT fees will be available to some families based upon income. The guidelines for qualifications for these waivers are posted on our website under the SAT and ACT section. See your counselor to access this benefit. I will now turn our presentation over to Ben Winter.
Hello, I'm Ben Winter, one of the counselors here at Sutherland High School. Letters of recommendation are an important part of the college admission process. They provide first-hand knowledge about the applicant, frequently shedding light about the student beyond the grades, test scores, and extracurriculars. It depends on the college, but most require 1 or 2 letters of recommendation. Start thinking now about specific teachers you might want to ask. These should be teachers who have gotten to know you and can speak to your academic potential. You don't need to select the teacher whose class you did the best in. Teachers love writing letters about students who persevered and overcame obstacles. We recommend that students ask the teachers in person in the spring of their junior year prior to summer break. After you get confirmation, you will follow up with them in the fall with more specific information. Counselors write letters for every student applying to a 4-year college. Letters of recommendation are not needed for students applying to 2-year schools. We are happy to write these letters, and it is not necessary to ask us. It is part of our role. The college essay is where you can personalize your application. There are very few opportunities in the application to share your voice and to help the reader to get to know you. Admissions counselors read hundreds, if not thousands, of essays. You want to be yourself and hold their attention. Essay topics, or prompts, will be provided to you in the application. If you are using the Common application, the prompts are fairly consistent from year to year, and there is always an option to write an essay of your choice. Our advice would be to write your college essay over the summer. Do not wait till the fall to complete this task. We would suggest at least having a rough draft done prior to the start of your senior year. You might want to consider asking a favorite English teacher to proofread. A more detailed description of the college essay process can be viewed as part of a video series found on our website. Registering with the NCAA Eligibility Center is required for any student athlete planning to compete at the Division I or II level. You register by going to the NCAA Eligibility Center website. There is a $90 fee to do this. Eligibility is based on your core course GPA and either your SAT or your ACT score. A list of our approved core courses can be found on the NCAA website. We provide a fillable worksheet on our counseling website so student athletes can determine whether they are on track to be certified. Please alert our counseling office once you have registered so that we can send an initial transcript to the NCAA at the conclusion of your junior year. We will also send a final transcript to them upon your graduation. It's important to have a conversation with your counselor if you are planning on competing at the Division I or II level. Athletes planning on competing at the Division III level do not need to register. We will now briefly discuss financial aid. Before you start your college list, it's important to sit down as a family and discuss your financial parameters. A frank conversation regarding college budget and financial limitations is best to have early in the college seeking process so that everyone is on the same page. There are two forms most commonly used in the financial aid process. The FAFSA is the federal form used to determine your family contribution. This form is required to qualify for student aid. You can file this form starting on October 1st. The CSS profile is an additional form used by some colleges in the financial aid process. Every college has a net price calculator available on their website. It includes questions about family finances and gives you an early estimate of aid you may receive. This is a nice tool to get a ballpark number so that you can compare to other colleges. If you have any questions about the financial aid, the best thing to do is to go right to the source and contact the college's financial aid office. We find them to be very helpful in explaining the process and answering questions that might be very specific to your family. There will be a financial aid presentation as part of our College Information Night this spring, and we will also present more information at our Senior College Night in the fall. We currently have a video presentation specifically on financial aid on our website under our video series section. We don't want to spend too much time discussing the actual applications, as we will do this in depth at our senior night in the fall. We want you to know that there are a few options for applying to colleges. The first and most widely used is the common application. We urge all of our students, when in doubt, to use this particular application. It is the easiest to use, and most schools accept it. While there is a SUNY application, all SUNY schools accept the Common App. There is also the Coalition application. Some colleges do not accept the Common App and may use their own application, which can be accessed on their website. The Sutherland counselors will host a Common App summer seminar in August to help the rising seniors set up their applications and provide advice. To summarize, when you are ready, you should begin identifying and researching possible colleges of interest. Most families work on this over a period of months. Students and families should also start thinking about registering for standardized tests. In the coming weeks, be on the lookout for new videos posted to our website regarding PSAT interpretation and the features described in Naviance today. All juniors will have an individual conference with their counselor to check in on their college search process. We will start these meetings after February break. We will announce additional information regarding College Information Night and summer opportunities to get a jump on their college application process. This year, the National College Fairs will be offered virtually. Students can sit in on Zoom meetings with colleges of their choice. The first fair will be offered January 31st, and there will be 3 more to follow. This process doesn't need to be stressful. Have fun with it. There are so many amazing institutions out there. It's about finding the right fit for you. It's important to focus on what is best for you and your post-high school goals. Our counseling office is here to support you. Between the 4 counselors, we have a great deal of experience, and our office has all the resources you need. Please let us know how we can help you. If you have any specific questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.